The new update. I love that we can jump straight into the streams. There's like no delay. Love it. What's going on, everybody? WonderBro here with Vacate Fear. Welcome to the channel. We're going to go over a topic today that a lot of people in the past have asked me to touch on, and that's the whole fake it till you make it. You hear about that a lot. We hear about that a lot as far as anxiety recovery is concerned. Fake it till you make it. We're going to talk about that today. Is it any good? Is it worth listening to? Is it good advice? What do they mean by fake it till you make it? We're going to go over these things today in today's stream. So, welcome everybody. welcome. How is everybody doing today? It's a late one. It's a late one. About 3:30 a.m. here. About 3:30 a.m. here. Yay, WonderBro Live. What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me pull up the stream on my end here. Let me get it pulled up on my end. All right, there we go. What's up, Jesse? Xavier, what's up, guys? Fake it till you make it. Everybody's heard about this one, right? Everybody's familiar with this this phrase, so we're gonna address that. We're gonna address that today. Is it worth listening to? Is it good advice? What do they mean by fake it till you make it? We're gonna talk about it. Damn, it's 12 a.m. here, so I'm a little bit ahead of you. Deadpool, what's up, yo? 6 p.m. here. Okay, so when we do these late streams, we get people from all different hours all over the world. So maybe we'll see some new faces in here. Come one, come all. We're getting ready to get this stream started. Did I let the Discord know? I did, didn't I? I did? Okay. Let's give them another quick reminder. Also, guys, real quick, if the YouTube notifications have not been working out for you, I know some people say they're just broken. All right, then your next best bet is to join us over on Discord. I'm going to drop it right here. Join us over on Discord because I always notify the entire Discord anytime before I go live. So if notification bell is letting you down, join that Discord server. Damn, bro, first live stream I get to catch of yours. What's up, Jimbo? Welcome to the stream. It's good to hear from you, dude. It's good to see you for the first time. Welcome to the streams. David Big Worm, what's up? Migs, Gordon. I remember Gordon from the other day. Big Worm, it's been a while, dude. How have you been? Hope you're doing good, my dude. How you doing, Migs? Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started in just a second. Try to itch my head through my hat. We're going to get going in just a second. Fake it till you make it. I'm sure if you've browsed the internet, browsed the forums long enough for a treatment recovery option for anxiety, you've ran into the phrase once or twice, fake it till you make it. And that's going to be the main topic of today's stream. Is it any good? Is it worth listening to? What do they even mean when they say fake it till you make it? Should you follow it? Okay, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Been good, my brother. Hope you've been good. Hey, it's good to hear, Big Worm. It's good to hear, dude. Thank you. Thank you for coming in here and letting me know that. I worry about you. I worried about you. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream. We're going to get going in just a minute, guys. We're giving people some time to get in here who want to catch us live. A good rule of thumb, if you miss the stream and you go to watch it after we upload it, and you don't want to sit through the boring intro, always skip about 4 or 5 minutes into the stream. Here recently, we've had an admin, Holds, here on the channel, doing timestamps in the comments, so look out for those. Look out for those. All right, guys. All right, guys, we're going to jump into it. We're going to jump straight into it. So, fake it till you make it. The point of today's stream. What does it mean? Let's start with what does it mean? If you've heard that phrase before, what does it mean? When people say fake it till you make it, They're basically saying that you should continue on with your life as if anxiety wasn't a big part of your life, right? Which is easier said than done. So, to sum it up, fake it till you make it means live your life as if you didn't have anxiety. Now, that's easier said than done, but that's what people mean when they say fake it till you make it. Now, is it any good? Is it worth listening to? Should you go on about your day regardless of your anxiety? Absolutely, yes. I 110% agree with the whole fake it till you make it thing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay? I'm not a huge fan of the wording. I don't really like the whole phrase fake it till you make it. I prefer act how you want to feel. Be and act and behave how you want to feel, because it is true that the brain is watching. The brain is watching your behaviors. If it sees you running, fighting, fleeing, freezing up from this anxiety and panic, and putting everything that you used to enjoy on the back burner and hiding to yourself all day, your brain is going to assume based on your behaviors that there is a real threat. So while I like the concept and while I agree with the concept of fake it till you make it, I don't like saying fake it till you make it, because that's automatically kind of telling people right off the bat that you should deny how you feel. You should never deny how you feel. Acceptance is key. We should learn to work with how we feel. Okay, so if you're going to say fake it till you make it, I recommend you change that phrasing to I'm going to act how I want to feel. I'm going to behave regardless of this anxiety in a non fearful way. There's a million other ways we can put it. I'm not a fan of saying fake it till you make it, but is it worth listening to? Yes, because it's basically just acceptance. Is it worth, if you see somebody writing about how you should fake it till you make it and act how you want to feel? Yes, that's good advice, but don't get caught up on the wording. Don't deny how you feel. Don't go into it saying, okay, well, if I should fake it till I make it, then I should just resist how I feel. I should deny how I feel. No. Absolutely, you need to come into this with an attitude of acceptance. However, like I said, I don't like the term. I'm not a fan of the term. I never will be a fan of the term. Fake it till you make it just leaves way too much up for grabs. I prefer act how you want to feel. That's way more straightforward and easy to understand. So, simply put, if someone's ever came to you and said, "Hey, you should just fake it till you make it." Let's just reword that. This is the point of today's stream. Let's just reword that a little bit. It's not so much fake it till you make it. It's act how you want to feel. It's behave how you know you deserve to feel. It's to behave in such a way that you're telling your brain, this is how I want to feel, this is how I should feel, and this anxiety isn't needed. That's all people mean by fake it till you make it. The wording is just all wrong, in my opinion. The wording is just all wrong, in my opinion. So, we've been talking a lot about thoughts here recently here on the channel. We've been talking a lot about thoughts here on the channel, about how you should not engage with your negative thoughts. They're not important. Okay, it's just a tired mind and your tired body is reacting to that. You should just let these thoughts come, laugh at them, roll your eyes at them. Don't get involved. Don't engage. Let them knock at the door. Don't open the door. Because when you engage, you give these thoughts power. You give them fuel. So we've been talking a lot about that here recently, and that's one of the two main keys. But today I wanted to bring up this whole fake it till you make it thing, because that really involves our other main key, two main keys. That really involves our other main key, which is to show your brain that there's no real danger. Acceptance, right? So I wanted to touch on that today because we've just been so rampant with the thoughts streams here recently, and I wanted to touch on that. Is it good for you to go on about your day as if anxiety is not there? Yes. Will it show your brain that there's no real danger if you pick up your old hobbies, if you do things that you used to enjoy, even if you don't thoroughly enjoy them right now due to the state that you're in? Yes, it'll help. Your brain does watch your behaviors. Your brain does come to a lot of conclusions based on your behaviors. So, fake it till you make it. The whole fake it till you make it thing is important. I don't like that wording per se, but it is important. That's why we have the two main keys in place. It's important to get on with your day and to pick up old hobbies and to do things you enjoy and to put on a smile and to stand up tall to show your brain that anxiety is not needed. because it's touching into your senses. It wants to see how you're behaving to determine if it's giving you a correct amount of anxiety or not. So, although like I said, I'm not a fan of the wording, this whole fake it till you make it thing, there's truth behind it. You need to show your brain with your behaviors that this protection is not needed. Look, anxiety is like your big brother, and he's going to keep protecting you as long as he sees you cowering down for some reason, as long as he sees you in a disturbed place, as long as he sees you, you know, hunkered over into yourself, and he notices that there's something wrong with you or that something might be bothering you. So your big brother is going to continue to step in until you show him that you don't need him to step in anymore. So this whole fake it till you make it thing, even though I wouldn't call it that, there's truth behind it. So the two main keys, guys, we don't engage with negative thoughts because that's just fuel to the fire. You can notice the knocking. Noticing is not engaging. To notice and acknowledge is not engaging. You can notice a thought, you can acknowledge its presence, and you can simply remind yourself, I do not have to engage. Okay? That's one of our two main keys. The other one is what we're talking about today, showing your brain with your behaviors that all is well. That is our two main keys right there. So I've talked about it before. You can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. If you go around not engaging with your negative thoughts, that's great. You're going to experience a lot of relief very, very quickly. Okay? I don't know how quickly, but you will. But if you're still going in circles, running around, pacing around the house when you're anxious, using all your coping methods, staying real quiet and to yourself. If you're doing all these safety seeking behaviors, even though you're not engaging your thoughts, yes, you will experience relief because you've cut out the engaging with thoughts. But your brain is still going to assume that, hey, maybe something's up. Maybe something's up. And vice versa. If you are showing positive behaviors and you're showing your brain that there's no need for this anxiety with the way that you behave throughout your daily life. If you're getting back into old hobbies, if you're putting a smile on more often, if you're accepting your anxiety but then showing your brain with your behaviors that all is well, you're going to experience relief. But if you're sitting around engaging with negative thoughts all day, you're still going to feel pretty shitty. And that's why I've made it a very important point many, many times in the past here on the channel that you can't have one of the two main keys without the other because the brain learns in both ways. If you're engaging negative thoughts, you're going to pay the price. If you are showing your brain that there's a danger by the way you're behaving, you're going to pay the price. That's why we can't have one without the other. Okay? It's like 50-50 here. It's like 50-50 here. So to put it simply, and I love doing this. I love trying to put it as simple as possible so that people can leave the streams and be like, okay, now I know what I got to do. If you want to heal from your anxiety and if you want to feel better, the two main keys in a nutshell are this. You need to go on about your days doing as many positive things, and I don't mean in a great rush, but just doing as many positive things that you normally would do. You need to go about your day doing that. And while you're doing that, you need to stop worrying about the thoughts. You need to stop engaging with the thoughts. Do nothing with the thoughts. Leave the thoughts alone. Don't engage. Don't get involved. You focus on your positive behaviors. Focus on your acceptance and your positive behaviors while you leave the thoughts alone. That is the two main keys in a nutshell, right? Don't let your mind convince you that there's got to be something more, that there's something you're missing, that there's a magical phrase that you need to hear that you must be missing in order for you to recover. Because if you just heard the words that came out of my mouth just right there, you already know it all. The mind will try to trap you, however, the mind will lie to you. The mind comes up with unhelpful suggestions all the time. Don't tune in, right? Don't engage. So as you're going on about your day, as you're picking your old hobbies back up, as you are getting more and more into positive behaviors, and you can start small and build from there. I'm not asking you to jump straight back into everything. I'm not asking you to go, um, you know, climb a mountain, climb Mount Everest and jump out of a helicopter and go skydiving. You can start small, even if it's just a positive behavior of, okay, today I'm going to accept my symptoms for what they are, anxiety symptoms. I'm not going to add so much second fear to them. And I'm going to do something positive, like maybe just take a shower. I haven't done that in a while, right? Believe me, I understand that. When you're in that sensitized spot, you let go of even the most fundamental stuff like hygiene. So even if it's something simple, with getting back into your positive behaviors. That's fine. But in a nutshell, you guys, to make recovery as simple as possible, you want to go on about your days, even if you have to start small, doing as many positive, quote unquote, normal things in one day as possible while you leave the thoughts alone, while you practice not engaging with the thoughts. Don't worry about the thoughts, don't do anything with the thoughts. You focus on positive behaviors, good feelings will follow. Don't open the door to the negative thoughts because that's when you fall down the rabbit hole. So leave the mind alone, know that you are not the mind, and focus on those positive behaviors, right? The two main keys. You can't have one without the other. All right, chat. So, like I said, I know we've been talking a lot recently about the thoughts side of things. We've been giving a lot of analogies on comparing the thought to a bully. You won't even show up. Don't even show up. Just don't answer that door. Don't show up to the arena because he's going to beat you up if you get involved. Don't show up and then try to run away because he's going to catch you. You've got a third option, which is to not show up. We've been talking about that a lot recently, but today I wanted to focus on the behaviors side of things. That's why we have two main keys and not just one main key. So positive behaviors will help you feel better. It'll help you retrain your brain, show your brain that there's no real danger. I don't like calling it fake it till you make it. I like calling it act how you know you deserve to feel, right? And don't engage with those negative, intrusive thoughts. Just don't even bother about those. Instead, you just focus on your positive behaviors. So, that, chat, is the two main keys in a nutshell. And I wanted to make sure that we covered both because it's been a while since we've talked about both. We've been really heavy on the thought side of things. So I hope that clears some things up for you out there. If you're late to the chat, if you are joining us late, feel free to watch this back. It will be uploaded. I'm very happy with that point of the stream today. Let's get into some reading of comments. Let's see. Do we need to work on childhood trauma or past bitter experience? Those memories keep coming, and so the responses. I by work on them. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about past trauma and dealing with the past. If that's what you want to do, be my guest. If that's what your therapist recommends, be my guest. However, me personally, I could dig up all of the most traumatic experiences from my past, and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. Okay, and here's why because you're still sensitized. You're not going to magically snap out of the sensitized state. Your body's nerves are not going to magically heal just because you worked through your trauma back in the day, right? It might be interesting. It might be worth chasing. I don't know. But here's the facts. The nervous system's just not going to magically heal because you dealt with some past trauma. You still need to learn what we're teaching here on the channel. In my opinion, you still need to follow the two main keys and you need to work on the two main keys because you can go digging up all the bones you want to dig up. But if you're not implementing the two main keys, then you're giving your brain every reason to stay in the sensitized boat. And that's how I feel about the whole past trauma thing, right? So, disclaimer, listen to your therapist. If your therapist wants to go digging up bones, then grab your shovel. But me personally, that's my opinion. Since the last stream, I've been making a conscious effort to ignore any thoughts that are negative and accept, not fear any symptoms. Issue before was I had social anxiety sorted, but not the OCD. It's kind of empowering to just go about life and giving the middle finger to it. It's very empowering. If you don't open the door to those negative thoughts, instead you just roll your eyes at them, you accept that they came because you can't help them coming, so you absolutely should accept that they came, but you don't have to fuel them past that point, right? Yo, bro, what's up, Sammy? This is great. Literally earlier today, I went out for the first time in a while during my recovery of anxiety, and this stream is basically adding some boost to me going out to my normal life again. That is awesome. Congratulations, John. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I covered both of the two main keys because you don't really, the past month, I don't know, it's been a while. We have been heavily focused on the thought side of things, and I wanted to make sure people knew it is as equally as important to try to get back into your normal life. It's equally as important to at least try to do a few positive things a day. It's equally as important to show your brain with positive behaviors by cutting out those coping methods and those safety seeking behaviors. That all as well. That's why we have two main keys and not just one main key, right? So I wanted to make sure everyone was well aware of that. I wanted to make sure, especially for the new people here on the channel, we've had a lot of new people coming in recently. I wanted to be very, very clear that there's two main keys for a reason, right? How you doing, Olivia? I must have missed your comment. Let's see. I'm doing way better, brother. That's awesome, Xavier. Appreciate the concern. Yeah, no problem, Big Worm. Same applies to symptoms, right? Absolutely. You should accept them. Don't roll your eyes in an attempt to get them to go away, but just roll your eyes at them because you know they're no longer important to you. Because you realize that as long as you don't add second fear, it doesn't have to be a big deal. So absolutely, you can roll your eyes at the symptoms just like you would the thoughts. Let's see. 1 second. Just want to say I'm feeling way better, man. I'm not ignoring you, Jimbo. Just want to say I'm feeling way better, man. Can't even sleep because of how good I feel. I'm buzzing, bro. Thoughts are gone. Anxiety is gone. Thanks for your wise words, bro. No problem, Xavier. And for those of you in chat who are thinking, how the hell did he do it? I want to know. Well, everything I just told you is the same thing that I've been telling Xavier here in the live streams. So you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything. You just got to get going. You got to get dedicated, right? You got to stop engaging with those negative thoughts and get back on to positive behaviors. Wonder Bro, my girlfriend and I broke up a couple days ago, and I've been feeling some serious DPDR and depression. I was making progress recently, and I just got hit with this setback. Any advice? My advice will always remain the same, regardless of situation, right? If we're dealing with anxiety, if we're dealing with negative intrusive thoughts, my advice will always remain the same. Don't open the door to those negative thoughts. Notice them, roll your eyes at them. You don't have to engage with them, right? You don't want to fuel that fire. You don't want to fuel that fire and get on with some positive behaviors, right? You can't expect your brain to assume that you don't need anxiety and that you shouldn't be depressed if it sees you just laying around. Must not be any danger if it sees you all the time like this in bed on Google with your phone, anxious all day long. So you need to get up and back into positive behaviors despite the anxiety. Despite the anxiety. Remember, you don't have to add second fear to your anxiety. You don't have to add second fear, and you shouldn't be. Absolutely shouldn't be. Just accept your symptoms for what they are. Don't go labeling them, judging them, adding second fear. That's all second fear. The horror stories that you tell yourself about your symptoms is second fear. We need to drop that second fear. We need to get back into life, and we need to just leave the mind alone, right? Felt very good and normal today. Was out and about driving like before and going to stores like before. It wasn't until I logged in that I got anxiety. Yeah, you logged in, quote unquote, logged in, aka getting involved with negative intrusive thoughts instead of just rolling your eyes, right? Fallout 76. I haven't played any 76 today. Haven't played any 76 today. You're the best, bro. Thanks. No problem, Jimbo. It's what I'm here for. Your sleep schedule messed up again, Wonder Bro? It is. It is. Indeed. Not gonna lie about it. Not gonna lie to you. It is. I knew it wouldn't last long. It never does. So it was like no surprise to me. But no surprise to me. When's my next stream gonna be? I'm not sure. I don't really have a stream schedule. So your best bet is the notification bell or join our Discord. I always try to notify the Discord anytime I go live. So that's honestly your best bet. Let me drop the link to the Discord. There you go. Synthwave. I love it. I love it. That's the thing, chat. It's very important to remember. It's very important to remember that feeling follows action and not the other way around. And that's why we see a lot of people get stuck in the cycle. They think, well, I'll wait for the action part. I'll wait to get back into my normal daily routine. I'll wait to get back into the things I enjoy when I feel better. It doesn't work that way, chat. Unfortunately, it does not work that way. If you want to feel better, if you want to get into a better vibe, into a better mood, okay, you have to remember feeling follows action. You got to take the action first. You got to get back into life first. You got to get back into your old hobbies first. You got to get back into doing things you enjoy first, and then the good feelings will come. Not the other way around. Not the other way around, and that's why I wanted to address this today. I'm, again, for the millionth time, I've said it a million times, I'm not a fan of the phrase, fake it till you make it. I prefer act how you know you deserve to feel, right? That's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. But even though I'm not a fan of the phrase, there's truth there, because feeling follows action, right? You got to have that action first, and then the feeling will follow. You can't sit around and wait around to be in a better mood before you get back into life, because that better mood's not going to come. You got to get back into life. You got to get back into things you enjoy. You got to get back to raising your own vibe and being responsible for the way that you feel. And while you do this, okay, that's one of the two main keys: acceptance, getting on with life, showing your brain there's no real danger. While you do this, you got to work on the other of the two main keys, which is leave the thoughts alone, leave the mind alone. Focus on your positive behaviors, and doesn't matter what the mind says while you do that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Being anxious of sleepwalking and doing something bad, is it be the same advice you give? Same advice, absolutely. Same advice. It's a negative intrusive thought that is irrelevant, right? Irrelevant. The only thing you'll do if you try to argue with it and present logic to it is you'll be rejected. You'll be rejected by your mind, and your mind will come up with a million different loopholes, and you'll go from that thought maybe to another negative thought. It doesn't matter. So there's really, I know the pull to get involved is strong, but there's no need to. Breath holding, shallow breathing. There's no strategies to overcome any particular physical symptom. There's no strategy to take your symptoms away. The only thing we can do is work on not adding that second fear. The two main keys, and then as a result, symptoms will fade as a result of healing, right? So don't get too caught up on the specifics. Don't get too caught up on the specifics. A lot of people do. A lot of people are like, well, if I only had a way to make this symptom go away, then I could accept. That's not acceptance. Acceptance is to accept in the face of the symptoms while we move on with our day, right? Show the brain there's no real danger. That is acceptance. Of course you could accept if we could take your symptoms away. Of course. At that point you wouldn't need to accept. You wouldn't have symptoms. So it's to accept in the face of these uncomfortable symptoms while adding as little second fear as possible. What is second fear? It's the negative things you tell yourself about your symptoms. Got to cut those perspectives out. Acceptance. Go on about your day. Don't even worry about the mind. Stop trying to do anything about the mind. Just stop getting involved. Don't show up. Will you upload this? Yes. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the advice. No problem, John. I don't remember, Jesse. I think it went on for like 4 hours. It wasn't worth uploading. I couldn't tell you. I don't even remember what we did last stream. If a stream doesn't get uploaded to the channel, then it means you didn't miss anything important. a stream doesn't get uploaded, it's because you didn't miss anything important. How to be present? Stop talking to yourself. Simply put, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can go on hours and hours and hours about how to be present, but that's just going to lead you to more thinking. So what good's that? Let's put it as simple as possible. How to be present? Stop talking to yourself. Stop talking to yourself and enjoy the moment. Be grateful for the moment. Be appreciative for the moment. Smile in the moment. Stop talking to yourself. The conversation that you're having with your mind, not worth it. Not worth it. You're debating with your brain, and guess what? Your brain is going to win every single time. Your brain's going to win every single time if we're talking about negative intrusive thoughts. There's nothing wrong with being a practical, positive person and a grateful person. In fact, I recommend all of these things. But when you start to get too specific and you start arguing with negative intrusive thoughts, you're not going to win that one. You're just going to be very tired afterwards. You're just going to be very tired afterwards. It's not worth showing up to the arena. It's not worth showing up. Roll your eyes. You don't have to get involved. Big Worm! Big Worm! Big Worm, thank you so much for that, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that, Big Worm. $10 dono. Let's see here. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Helps me out a ton. Helps me out a ton, buddy. Your name will be re-entered into the tip ticker above my head for bragging rights. If everybody could give Big Worm a round of applause in the chat, please. John! John! John, thank you so much. Big Worm, John. Can we get some claps in the chat, please? Can we spam those clap emojis? Let our donators know that we are grateful and thankful for them. They don't have to do that, but they choose to. So thank you so, so much, John and Big Worm. Appreciate it, guys. I really do. I really, really do. Let's get everything updated. John, your name will also be entered into the tip ticker. Thank you for the support. I truly appreciate it. Let's show our tippers some love. They don't have to do that, but they choose to. So thank you so much, guys. Truly appreciate it. Truly, truly do. John left a tip note, which I just noticed. Thanks again for the advice, brother. Have a great day or night. Hey, it's my pleasure, John. My pleasure, buddy. You heard of Wim Hof, Wonder Bro? I have. I've watched a video or two on it. Isn't that the guy who's all about taking cold showers? Don't get me wrong. I watched a bunch of videos on the whole cold shower thing, and this was after I had already healed. I just found it very interesting. I found it very interesting. So I did some research on the Wim Hof cold shower thing. I was like, you know what? There's so many health benefits to this, right? There's so many health benefits, physically and mentally, to the cold shower thing. So why not? I'll do it. I'll do it. It can only help, right? So I was like, let's take it to the next level. Let's take it to the next level. Let's do the cold shower thing, right? I tried it. I fucking hated it. I tried it. I hate it. You'll never catch me in a cold shower ever again. I'll stick to meditation to continue my personal growth. I'll stick to meditation to continue my personal growth. You can keep your cold showers, Wim Hof. Don't want them. Fucking miserable. Miserable. I'd rather have my fingernails cut off. Yes, sir. Wish I could do more next time, though. Hey, it's okay, Big Worm. Don't sweat it, dude. I know it's like end of the month grind right now. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's struggling right now. Trust me, I get it. I get it. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're the best, bro. I appreciate you. You've been a great help during my recovery, overcoming anxiety. It is my pleasure, John. Thank you so much for the tip. How to handle everyday stressors when we are physically and mentally tired. Watch what your mind tells you about the stressors, and then notice if you're following what your mind says about the stressors. Stressors is one thing, but then the mind chimes in with its dumb bullshit and makes it 10 times worse. So when stressors come in your real life, in your real world, not just imagination, but when you have real stressors present, see what your mind is saying about these stressors. Guaranteed it's negative 99% of the time, and I guaranteed it's not the situation that's so much stressing you out, it's what your mind has to say about it. And if you engage in that sort of thinking, then you're really caught at that point. Yeah, after I took a cold shower, I felt depressed. It's not for me, dude. I get it though. Some people enjoy it. Some people like it. It's not for me. It's not for me. I thought it was miserable. I can't deny the health benefits. I'm sure there's plenty, but I just can't do it. I can't stay in the cold shower long enough. I'm right out that bitch. I feel awake when I take cold showers. Nah, bro. I can't do it, but hey, if you can do it, more power to you. If you can do it, more power to you, but to me it's just fucking miserable. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the guy's done many great things. I have nothing against him. I don't know much about him. I just heard about the cold shower thing, gave it a try and fucking hated it. Fallout 76, you have a server? No, I don't have a server. I don't think you can have a player-owned server. Can you? I mean, I'm sure you can start like maybe like a private server, but I don't know if you can actually own a server. I don't know if you can actually own a server. Hey, the thing about it is, guys, the thing about it is, you can have your cold showers, you can have this or that, but if you don't get the fundamentals right, if you don't get the fundamentals right, which is to stop engaging with the negative thoughts because that's why you're in a rabbit hole all day long, and to get back into your life, even if you have to do it in small steps. Believe me, I know the shit ain't easy. I started from the very bottom myself, pissing in 2 liters, alright? Fucking dirt under my fingernails, a layer inch thick of dirt on my body because I didn't shower for about 3 months. Imagine how that smelled. I understand you have to start from the bottom, and it ain't easy. It can be hard for a severely sensitized person to get up and brush their fucking teeth. I get it. I get it. But if you don't get the fundamentals, if you don't do the fundamentals, the cold shower ain't gonna save your ass. Believe me. Believe me, the cold shower ain't gonna do shit for you. So the thing is, even if you have to start from the very bottom, you gotta ask yourself, do I want it? Do I want to show my brain that all is well and slowly, even if I have to take small steps, get back into life, show my brain a little bit each day that all is okay? Stop engaging with the negative intrusive thoughts. That's the two main keys right there in a nutshell. Do I want to do these things because I know I deserve a better way of life, that I know I deserve better, right? Or do I just want to continue doing the bullshit, you know? Um, the fact of the matter is we have to make that choice if we're gonna feel better, because at the end of the day, the cold showers, the yeah, I'm just using that as an example. The whatever the fuck, okay? It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you until you get to that point where you can stop adding that second fear. Till you get to that point that you get up and you do positive behaviors, you show your brain there's no real danger by the way you behave. This is one way that the brain learns, and it's fundamental. And number two, our second main key, stop engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts, because you're just going to stay in that rabbit hole all day long and your nerves are not going to be able to catch a break. So those are the two main keys, and they're so fundamental. Everything else is a bonus. Everything else is icing on the cake. But if you focus on the fundamentals and you get those down, you will heal. And then if you want to go on and put some icing on the cake, that's fine. That's fine. I'm still a human myself. I may not be sensitized, but I'm growing every single day. I still practice being present. I still practice, as a human, you're going to have negative thoughts whether you're sensitized or not. I still practice not following those, because guess what? You ended up in the sensitized boat somehow. How did you get there? Through the accumulation of all these bad habits. So you can heal, but I highly recommend you continue to practice. These will not only heal you, but they'll make you live a better life even after recovery, right? So I highly recommend you practice the things that we teach here on the channel regardless. And if you want to add a little bit of icing on the cake with things like cold showers, then be my guest. But you really need to focus on the fundamentals, and that's my point. That's my point. Oh yeah, I think most people do. I think most people do. I'm getting a FaceTime call. I guess I'll just let it ring since there's no options. Can you guys hear that? Whether there's a huge part of me doesn't believe I deserve better, bro. Really struggling at the minute. So that's your mind. Again, that is your mind telling you that you don't deserve better. Your mind will tell you a lot of nonsense. We don't engage with that anymore. We don't engage with that anymore. We chalk it up as irrelevant, as the mind doing what a mind does. And since you are not your mind, you have a choice to not engage in that, right? Some so-called experts have funny ideas. Recently, I was told to eat dried fruit to lift my mood when I actually need a psychiatric ward. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ideas out there, but we got to get fundamental about it, right? There's a lot of ideas out there, but we really got to get fundamental about it. All right, you guys, I will be right back. 2 minutes. All right, what's up, chat? We back. We back. I had to grab a little comforter here because it's chilly. What's up, Holds? Good to see you, dude. Playing some 76. Need to let thoughts come and don't give an answer. Yeah, yeah. Stay quiet. Stay quiet. You don't have to engage. Do whatever you want to do, exactly, and you should be doing what you want to do to show your brain that there's no real danger. And that's the two main keys right there. Hey, Wonder Bro, I'm late today. How are you? What's up, FIFA? I'm doing good. How are you doing, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good night, good day. Wherever it is, whatever time it is in the world where you're from. How do I stop myself from getting involved with the horror stories my head likes to tell me about my physical health? Notice when those horror stories are being brought to you, aka intrusive negative thoughts, right? And get into a habit, which this is a habit, a skill that we have to build. So I don't expect it to be super easy right off the bat, but you have to get into a habit of noticing when that door is being knocked on and rolling your damn eyes, right? I don't have to engage. I want to engage. I want to engage out of habit because out of habit I've engaged for so long. But instead I'm going to roll my eyes. I'm going to get on about my day and go do something positive, right? That's essentially the two main keys right there. I'm good, man. That's awesome, FIFA. Glad to hear it, dude. Glad to hear it. I'm glad we were able to touch on this topic today. A lot of people don't know, or a lot of people are not quite familiar yet with just how important both of the two main keys are, and that's why there's two and not one. We have to show our brain with our behaviors that all is well while we work on not engaging with those negative thoughts, right? That's why we have two and not one. Can't have one without the other. It's like a 50-50 here. The brain learns by watching your behaviors, right? Okay, and that's why we have acceptance as one of our two main keys. That's why part of acceptance is getting on with your days, right? Doing positive things. And that's why the other two main key, okay, one of the other two main keys is to not engage with those negative thoughts. Because the more you do that, the more the body doesn't know the difference between a negative thought and a real danger, so you get anxiety. Do you see how we tackle both bases here? With our behaviors, with acceptance and getting on with our day and doing positive things, we are showing the brain with our behaviors that all is well, right? And by not engaging negative intrusive thoughts, we are not triggering the nerves by falling down the rabbit hole. So we tackle both bases here. We tackle both bases. You can't have one without the other. 50-50, we have two main keys for a reason instead of just one. Hey Wonder Bro, how did you or would you tackle nightmares that wake you up in fear? So if you wake up in fear, automatically you need to turn on those two main keys. Always. My advice will remain the same. If it's anxiety related, my advice will always be the same regardless of the situation. And that's good news because now you don't have to overcomplicate things. You know that if anxiety is turned on, the two main keys is the way to go. Acceptance, showing your brain with positive behaviors that's all as well, and not engaging with negative intrusive thoughts. So that's the good news, that we don't have to overcomplicate things. If it's anxiety related, regardless of the particular fear, regardless of the context of what the mind is telling you, regardless, right? We know that we need to grab those two main keys. That's the beautiful thing about keeping it simple, guys. That's the beautiful thing about keeping it simple, because regardless of the situation, you know which way to turn. You know where to turn. If it's anxiety related, regardless of the situation, the two main keys is where you need to turn. And that is the beautiful, amazing, awesome thing about keeping it as simple as we do here on the channel. It's so chilly, guys. It's so chilly. I feel like we need to address that more often here on the channel. Because usually the way the streams go is we will talk about the thoughts side of thing for like a month straight, and then we'll talk about behaviors for a little bit, and then it's back to the thoughts. 9 times out of 10, most people struggle with the thoughts side of things more than anything, and I think that's why we address it so often here. But I really want to get into a habit of bringing up both of the two main keys because obviously it's great and will bring you relief if you stop engaging with negative intrusive thoughts. But if you're not, if you're still laying around all day and using safety seeking behaviors and coping methods, you're still showing your brain 50% that there's a reason to be scared, that there's a reason for protection, aka anxiety. So I'd like to get into a habit of addressing both of the two main keys because you simply can't have one without the other. That's why they're both there. So very, very vital stream today. Very, very vital stream today, especially for our new people here that are recent subscribers that may not be extremely familiar with the fact that we have two main keys. So this will definitely be uploaded if you're late. So what do you do about the symptoms, Olivia? You show your brain that there's no real danger. You don't sit around and add second fear by using coping methods, safety-seeking behaviors, telling yourself horror stories. You get up and you do positive things to show your brain that there's no need for the symptoms. And I don't mean get up and do positive things while you tell yourself the whole time, please go away, please go away, please go away. That's already second fear. I mean get up and do positive things because you know you're showing your brain that there's no need for this protection. Okay? While you use the other of the two main keys, which is not engaging in those negative thoughts, right? So when we put both the two main keys together and we get on with our day and we show our brain with positive behaviors that this protection isn't needed, that there's really no tiger, because the brain can't tell. It's basing your need for anxiety off of your behaviors. Okay, so that's why we have the two main keys in place, because with our positive behaviors, aka acceptance, aka getting on with our day, doing positive things, we show the brain that there's no real tiger. And by not engaging with negative intrusive thoughts, we don't fall down that rabbit hole, and the brain doesn't know the difference between a negative thought and a threat. And that's exactly why we have two, okay, keyword two main keys. Follow 76 is a load of fun, although a bit overwhelming. I feel like there's a million things to do. There is, dude, and they constantly spam you with daily events, but that's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining, right? Like, I like to have a million things to do, but it can make you feel a bit overwhelmed. It's fun though. It's so much fun. Good morning, Arnold. How you doing, buddy? What are coping methods, Wonder Bro, or an example of it? Good question. So, a coping method is anything that you do to try to avoid your anxiety. So, let's say you get anxious while you're taking a shower. It would be considered a safety seeking behavior, aka a coping method, aka the wrong message for you to jump out of that shower and run to your bed and get under the covers. Um, it would be the wrong thing to do. It would be considered a coping method if chugging a gallon of water, okay, for example, while you call your mom or whoever on the phone in order to get relief from these symptoms, that would be considered a coping method. That would be considered a safety seeking behavior. You always are telling your brain when you run from the situation, when you run to your bed, when you call that supportive friend up, you're showing their brain that there's some problem. And the brain says, well, look at them. They jumped out of their shower and ran away. They grabbed the bucket of water and started chugging the water, and they started calling all these different people, and they started pacing around the room in a circle, or they went outside to jog around the house, right? Whatever it is you do to try to avoid your anxiety symptoms, you are sending your brain the wrong message. So when symptoms come on, that was the point of today's stream, the fake it till you make it. I don't like that phrase. We will call it instead acting how I know I deserve to feel. That's what you need to do. So if you weren't anxious, what would you be doing? If you weren't anxious, would you just continue to sing your favorite song? If you were singing your favorite song and your anxiety came on, if you want to show your brain that there's actually no need for that alarm, Would you A, stop singing, cut off the music, and get in bed and cover up? Or would you B, just continue singing your favorite song? You would B, continue just singing your favorite song. You get where I'm going with this. The brain doesn't know if there's a real tiger in the room with you or not. It sounds the alarm, and then it watches you to see how you react to that alarm. If you react to the alarm in a negative way, it's going to assume that that alarm was correct and that there was a real danger. Ding, ding, ding. If you don't react to that alarm and just sit right through it and get on with your day doing whatever it is you were doing before it came, you will show your brain that there was no need for the alarm to begin with. And slowly it will start to make adjustments. But while you do this, which that's one of our two main keys, while you do this, you need to make sure you're using the second main key, which is not engaging with negative intrusive thoughts. Our two main keys right there. You can't have one without the other. Bit scared of the realization that will come with practicing watching thoughts. So you're not scared, the mind is. You're not scared, the mind is. Let's get that straight. The mind is scared. The mind brings you these unhelpful suggestions. The mind brings you these unhelpful thoughts. Watch those too. Watch even those. You don't have to engage in even those. It's not going to feel like any certain thing. I'll tell you what it will feel like eventually. It'll feel like peace. It'll feel like peace. So don't let your mind talk you out of it. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. My coping method is my bed. Again, that's why I wanted to address this so badly in today's stream, because I see a lot of people working on one of the two main keys but not the other. I see some people out there, they're not engaging with their negative intrusive thoughts. That's great. That's a great start. But yet they're still avoiding and using coping methods and not doing very many positive things throughout their day. What do you think that's telling your brain? And then I see people doing the opposite. I see people, hey, Wonder Bro, I'm back living my life. I went and did this today and did that today, and I had a shower today. And well, that's great. But are you engaging with your negative intrusive thoughts? Well, yeah, I still do that. Well, do you see what I'm getting at, chat? You can't have one without the other. The brain is watching your behaviors to set your anxiety levels. That's why you have to accept, get on with your day, cut out the coping methods. And if you engage with negative intrusive thoughts, the body doesn't know any better. It gives you more anxiety the more that you engage, okay, because you're fueling those thoughts. That's why you can't have one without the other. And that's why I wanted to do this stream, because it's so crucial that you understand that. You can't, you know, it's good. It's good if you're practicing one of the two main keys, but you need to practice both. It's time to practice both. You can't have one without the other. Why do you think I came up with two main keys instead of just one? Because you got to tackle this both ways, right? You got to tackle this both ways if you want true recovery. Yes, you will make some progress if you stop engaging with your negative intrusive thoughts. Yes, you will make some progress if you get into positive behaviors. But if you want 100% recovery, you got to tackle it both ways. And that's why we got two main keys in place. This time of year, I watch horror games or movies sometimes, but I kind of feel that I have a little bit more anxiety. So horror games slash movies maybe is a bad idea for anxiety, but I like it, you know? Watch your horror movies then. Watch them. Watch them. I get where you're coming from. I'm sensitized. Maybe I should cut out the horror movies for now. And that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. Just focus on the two main keys. We'll watch the horror movies later. Whatever. But at the same time, as long as you're using the two main keys, you can watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying here, chat? But it's up to you. If you want to take baby steps, that's fine. If you want to jump right into this thing in full-blown dedication with the two main keys, that's fine too. However you want to do it, as long as you're making your focus practicing those two main keys, you're on the right track. Does the same two keys apply with my fear of death that fuels my anxiety? Absolutely does, because your fear of death comes from a thought. So stop engaging in that thought and get on with your life. So here's the thing. Feeling follows action, not the other way around. You can't lay around and wait for a good feeling to come before you get into the action thing. You got to do the action and then the feeling will come. So you got to get back into your life and use positive behaviors, and then you'll start to feel good. You can't wait around until you feel good to start using positive behaviors, because the good feeling never comes because you're not using positive behaviors. Do you get what we're getting at here? I love you, chat. How to forget past memories about what people did to us. Don't try to forget. The more you try to forget, the more you'll think about it. Instead, just roll your eyes at the memories when they pop up, because memories come in the form of thought, right? And thought, regardless of whether it's about past, present, or future, is still just thought. Roll your eyes at it. I like the scary horror movies, not the bloody ones. Yeah, there's a big difference that apparently many directors don't understand. There's a difference between a gore film and a horror movie. I hate gore films. They don't do anything for me. They're not scary. It's just like, wow, that's gross. There's that dude's intestines. Could have went all day without seeing that. Um, but they're not the slightest bit entertaining or scary. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I enjoy horror movies, not gore films. Exactly, Holes. You hit the nail on the head there, buddy. You always do. You really always do. Holes is a great mod, dude. You really determine your own lives, guys. And we can talk about the two main keys all day long. That's how you heal your sensitized nerves, blah blah blah. But let's go a bit deeper than that for just a minute. You really determine your own lives, and I don't mean through your actions. Yes, on the human side of things, yeah, yeah, whatever. Um, but the way you feel, guys, the way you feel is what needs to be most important to you. And I know that is what's most important to you, or else you wouldn't be here. But I'm talking about even after you heal your nerves, even after the healing is done, even after you've mastered these two main keys and you've healed your nerves, you need to always stay focused on, is there a certain negative thought that I'm engaging that's making me feel a bad way right now? Stop engaging. Because as a human, that's going to happen even after you heal. You need to make your main focus in life feeling better. And you do that by not engaging with those negative thoughts, by doing things that make you feel good. The two main keys are not just good for healing, they're good for life. Um, you know, it's important. It's important because what reality brings you and what the world brings you and what the universe brings you, and I'm going to try to put this very mildly so I don't freak anybody out. What life brings you is a reflection of how you feel, right? Vibrations, guys, energy, right? So feeling good is important, and you always have it in you to choose to feel good. And that's why you need to hang on to these two main keys. Even after, far after you've healed your sensitized nerves, you need to use these two main keys. And don't look at it as a work, don't look at it as a hassle. These are just two main keys that are there for you whenever you need them and will help you live a better life. The energy that you put out, the vibrations that you put out, you'll get back, right? In one way or another. And I don't mean if you're worried about having a heart attack, you're going to have a heart attack. That's not what we're talking about. But your vibrations are important. The energy that you put out is important, right? And I could get so much deeper than this, but I'm keeping it mild because I know for some people they're probably like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Just understand, okay, even without me going into it in too much depth, even without me opening that can of worms, just understand that the way you feel is important. And the two main keys are going to help you feel better. So I recommend that you start using them right now. I recommend that you dedicate to them. And not only will you heal your sensitized nerves, but you'll start to attract better into your life. It's almost like magic. And like I said, I won't open that can of worms. Just listen. The two main keys will not only heal you, but they'll impact your entire life in a very positive, good way. I'll just put it like that. All right. I'll just put it like that. So, if you're questioning whether or not you should start using these two main keys, I highly suggest you get on board. I highly suggest you get on board. And my point is, not only for your sensitized nerves, but for your life in general, I highly recommend you get on board. The two main keys: acceptance. Get on with your day. Do as many positive things as you can. And I don't mean in a great rush and a great panic. I just mean get on to doing things that you enjoy doing. And number two, stop engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts. Get into that habit. And those are the two main keys. And this is not only good for your healing, this is good for your life in general for very, very many reasons. For very, very many reasons. All right? Take my word for it. Take my word for it. So if you're a little iffy on whether or not you should start dedicating to this thing, I highly recommend you go for it. Try to be in a meditative state 24/7. What do you mean by that? Isn't that considered escaping coping method? So meditation is the opposite of coping. Meditation is that you accept the way that you feel 110%. If you're in a true state of meditation, you're not running from anything. You are present with the way that you feel and you accept whatever comes, whether that be feeling or thought. However, the key of meditation is you're not getting involved, right? That's the key of meditation. So some people say, well, isn't meditation a form of coping? Well, the point of meditation is that you're allowing your feelings to be, you are allowing your thoughts to come with no resistance whatsoever. So it's actually the exact opposite of a coping method. To meditate is to be fully aware and fully willing to experience your feelings and thoughts without getting involved. That's the kicker. If you're getting involved, you're not meditating. You're already drug along by the mind, blah, 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 blah. The key to meditation is that you willing to come into your present experience with your thoughts and feelings without resistance and without getting involved. You're willing to experience your feelings and to experiencing your thoughts without getting involved. 100% acceptance. And I don't normally use big words like meditation for that reason. People get confused. I like to call it the two main keys, whatever. There's a million different terms that we could use here. I don't like to confuse people, so I try to avoid the term meditation. But if you're using the two main keys, you're on the right track, and that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Faith, what are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I thought you were asleep. I thought you were asleep. You're up early, damn. 5 a.m. You're up bright and early. Thank you, Wonder Bro. You're so helpful. It is my pleasure. I'm here to answer your questions, guys. There's no such thing as a stupid question, so feel free to ask. I wouldn't say you got anxiety or fell into the sensitized boat because you're not addressing a shitty life situation. Shitty life situations can, come down to stress, right? They can add stress. I'm not denying that. However, the main reason you ended up in the sensitized boat is because you're engaging with all your negative intrusive thoughts. It's because you are adding horror stories to the way that you feel. We have people that live very stressful lives. We have people that hold very, very stressful jobs, and they never end up sensitized. Why is that? Because they never got into the bad habit of adding second fear. They never got into the bad habit of arguing with their thoughts. They never got into the bad habit of telling themselves horror stories about the way that they feel. So that's proof right there. You can have a stressful life. You don't have to end up sensitized. And a lot of people don't. So that's proof right there that it comes down to your habits and not so much your life situation. Now, I'm not saying if you're in a shitty life situation, you shouldn't strive to change that. Absolutely. If you can, go for it. If you can't, acceptance is key. But you get my point. You get my point. Your bad habits is going to be the root of your problem, not so much your life situation. Now, a lot of people do like to blame their life situation for the way that they feel. A lot of people do like to do that. A lot of people like to blame their life situation for the way that they feel, which is just avoiding the responsibility of learning new mental habits that are going to make you feel better, right? You can have a homeless man who feels on top of the world, and we meet a lot of people in our lives that have it way worse than we do, but yet they feel good. It's because they're not into the bad habits, the bad mental habits that you're in. So don't blame your life situation. You have to take responsibility for the way that you feel. You can't go through your life blaming your life situation, right? And that's not to say that there isn't stressful life situations. I get that there is. And yes, you should work towards bettering those. Absolutely. But you get my point. Some people's hell is other people's paradise, and it all comes down to your mental habits. You can't deny that there's people out there that have it worse than you do, but still feel pretty good. Because I've met plenty of people that have it worse than I do, and they still feel pretty good about their lives. It's all a mental habit. It's all a perspective. You have to start working on those two main keys, and you got to stop blaming your life situation for the way that you feel. Right? Right? There's people with a lot less than you that feel pretty good about their lives. And it comes down to the mental habits. So, you know, your mind will try to use that as a cop-out. Don't let it. Don't let your mind talk you out of self-improvement and self-growth because it's blaming your life situation. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Or else you're just going to stay stuck, right? Or else you're just going to stay stuck. Yeah, but see, that's not my main point. That things could be worse. Yes, things could be worse. That is a valid point. However, you have to take responsibility for the mental bad habits that are causing you to dwell. You have to take responsibility for those bad mental habits, right? So that's what we're getting at. Self-improvement. There's people with a lot less, right? But they don't have the bad mental habits. So don't use anything as a way to avoid working on the bad habits, right? Don't use anything as a way to avoid working on the mental habits, right? Acceptance will always be key here. Of course it's okay to feel however you feel. Of course it is. We've preached acceptance since day one. It's always okay to feel however you feel. But you don't want your mind to talk you out of improving these bad habits, these mental bad habits that are making you feel so shitty. Because the mind will do that. It'll say, well, once this happens or this happens, then I'll feel better. Once this happens or once this happens, then I'll feel better. Well, you're going to be waiting for a long time. You're going to be waiting for a long time. Because the fact of the matter is, you have millionaires who have it all. They have the house, they have the car, and they still commit suicide. It happens every day. Wealthy people commit suicide every single day. And the fact of the matter is, you can have it all, but still have terrible mental habits that make you feel horrible. So, the way you feel is absolutely okay. It's okay to feel the way that you feel. And that's the point of acceptance. But don't wait around until you have it all before you start working on that. Because you're going to be waiting for a very long time. And then you might come to the conclusion one day that I finally have it all, but I still feel like a pile of dog shit. And the reason that you have it all and still feel like a pile of dog shit is because you never did the mental work, right? That's the thing. So having it all is a bonus, right? Having it all is a bonus. Having the things that you want is a bonus, and that's great. You should strive for that. However, don't be confused. You can have it all and still feel like crap. And that's why we have people that do have it all fall off every single day, even though they have it all. So absolutely, it's a good point that we should always, that the way we feel is valid. Accept the way that you feel. 110% correct on that, Faith. But the main point is, don't wait around to start the work of developing better mental habits. Don't wait around for that. Don't wait around for that. Don't wait for the situation to change in order for you to start working on that. That's the main point. That's the main point. I like this synth wave we got going on. I don't know, I figured I'd try something different. I know you were kind of late to the stream, Arnold. Feel free to watch it back. We address a lot of those points in today's stream. It was actually a very informative stream. It was a very informative stream. It will be uploaded, so if you were late, don't worry about it. You can always watch it back once it gets uploaded. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. We tackled both of the two main keys today, and we tackled why both of the two main keys are important. So I highly recommend you watch it back. Oh yeah, dogs, absolutely. But I mean, we should always take safety precautions from the experts, right? So you should do what is recommended to be done. But at that point, there's really no need because there's nothing being gained but the stress and anxiety to engage in these sorts of thoughts, right? So realistic action is fine. Say there's a virus going around, realistic action towards that is fine. Say there is a stressful life situation, realistic action towards that is fine. Say there's something in your life that you want to change, realistic action towards that is fine. However, the main point is, don't let your mind talk you out of starting this advice. Right? Don't let your mind talk you out of starting this advice, because it will, and you'll be waiting for a very, very long time if you do that. A very, very long time. I gotta admit that because of you, I feel better, so yeah, thank you. No problem, Arnold. Happy to help, dude. When you had long hair, did it ever get stuck in your plugs or tunnels? I constantly have to pull it out. It did sometimes. It wasn't like a huge problem for me, but I do remember that happening every now and then. I watch your videos about 2 or 3 months. Well, I'm glad you're making progress, dude. That's awesome. Accumulation of stress and stress due to perspectives of life situation. How do we use right perspective about life situations now while being sensitized? So a change in perspective about things that are actually happening in your life is great, and I highly recommend it because there's always a better way to see things, right? And changing a situation, if it's stressful, if you can change it, is also great. If you can't, a change of perspective is great. However, the biggest thing that's going to lead to a sensitized nervous system is the stress that's being brought to you, obviously. But then there's the bad mental habits that follow the stress, right? There's the obsession, there's the engaging with negative thoughts. I got led to my nervous breakdowns, which I've been sensitized several times on and off. Thank God not for 3 years since I started this channel. But back when I didn't know what I was doing, it was because of accumulation of stress that then led to the bad habits that then led to the breakdown. So we can have plenty of stress in our life, but as long as we use the 2 main keys, we're on the right track. Right? And we don't have to get to that point of sensitization. It's good to cut out on stress, right? Where you can. If you can cut out on that stress, cut out on it. If it's not needed, get the fuck rid of it. But you also need to pick up the 2 main keys while you're at it. You get what I'm saying? You need to pick up the 2 main keys while you're at it. So it usually goes like that. You know, we experience a lot of stress. It leads to a lot of bad habits like obsession. It leads to a nervous breakdown. So let's cut out the bad habits. Let's pick up the 2 main keys. We can heal. We can cut out as much stress as we can, right? And then when there's absolutely unavoidable stress, we can use the 2 main keys. And we should use the 2 main keys every single day. Every single day. All right, chat. I will be right back. All right. All right. That's true, man. In our minds that lead us to our bad habits. Yes, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love that comment. Here's the thing. If you've ever read The Power of Now, then you are going to understand and comprehend what I'm about to say fully. If you're not familiar with this sort of thing, your mind's probably going to fight you on what I'm about to say. But I recommend that you listen anyway, because you never know. It might speak to you a little bit. So, when you say it's our own minds that lead us to our bad habits, here's a good example. You could have two people sitting on a bench, in a park, right? And person A is focused on all the negatives. There's that kid over there screaming, "Oh God, I can't handle it. It's annoying as fuck. The cars are too loud. The grass needs to be mowed in this park. It's a little bit too high." And that person is a miserable person, and they're gonna feel miserable because of that. And then you could have person B sitting on the exact same bench in the exact same park beside person A, and in his mind, he's present. He's taking in the sight, he's taking in the smell, he's taking in the enjoyment of being in a park. He's not engaging with his negative intrusive thoughts, and when they come, he's coming back to the present and just rolling his eyes at those negative intrusive thoughts. He's enjoying his moment on that park bench, being in that park, right? So, and we could give this example a million times. You've got person A sitting on the same bench as person B. Person A is bitching about all the things that is wrong because they are totally identified with the negative voice in their head. So everything that the mind says about this situation that's so bad, the mind is there and they are totally identified. And therefore they're having an awful time sitting on this same park bench where person B is, who's enjoying it, who's loving it, because they're not engaging with the negative thoughts in the mind. They might still come for person B, but they're no longer engaging. They're just enjoying their time on the park bench. So that's why it's so fundamentally important and crucial that you get into the habit of rolling your eyes at negative intrusive thoughts instead of being swept away by the negative mind. Because you can be in the exact same situation as somebody else, and that other person can be experiencing a great time while you're having an awful time. And what does it come down to? Hello? Hello? What does it come down to, chat? You know the answer to this. If person A and person B are in the exact same situation, on the same park bench in the same park, and person A is having a shitty time, and person B is enjoying being in the park, what's the difference? They're on the same bench, they're in the same park. Why is person A having a miserable time and person B is having a good time? Same bench, same park, same time of day. Why is person A having a miserable time and person B is having a great time? Think about that. Chew that over long enough. Chew that over long enough. So this is why, regardless of situation, which, like I said, if you can change your shitty situation, then you absolutely should. I'm not discouraging anybody from doing better for themselves. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from improving their life situation. I'm not trying to discourage you from all these great things. However, all I'm trying to tell you is that while you're trying to improve your life situation, which is fine to do, you need to work on these two main keys because they're fundamentally the most important thing that you'll ever learn. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to improve your life situation. You absolutely should if that's what you want to do. However, you need to get to the meat and potatoes here. You need to get into the meat and potatoes here, right? What's fundamentally most important, even more important than the life stuff? With that analogy that we just gave with the people on the bench, what's fundamentally most important here? Fundamentally, right? I love Bojangles. Bojangles is so good. I could go for some of that right now. Mindset, not following the negative intrusive thoughts. And somebody in chat said person B ain't got anxiety. Why does person B not have anxiety and person A does? Because person B is person A is in the bad habit of engaging with negative intrusive thoughts. Person A is in the bad habit of engaging with every single negative intrusive thought instead of rolling their eyes. Person A is in the bad habit of showing their brain with their behaviors that there's a danger where there isn't. And so you can say it's because person B ain't got anxiety. Well, person A has anxiety because they're not getting down to the fundamentals. Right? Right? So I love giving analogies like that because it really helps some people. It really helps some people truly understand things when you put it like that. When you put it like that. It really helps. People love analogies. People love analogies. And I just want to clarify one last time. I'm not discouraging anybody from improving their life situation. But the life situation, no matter how much you improve it, it will make you feel happy for a short period of time. But if you continue to pick up and hold true to these bad mental habits, the life situation will only make you temporarily happy. And then it gets to the point where you have it all, and still you can't live with yourself, no matter what you've got. So, yes, you should absolutely improve your life situation if you want to. But if you don't tackle those fundamentals, it'll only make you happy for so long. It'll only make you happy for so long. It'll only make you happy for so long. Eventually, your mind will find something else to pick apart. Eventually, your mind will find something else to be mad about. Eventually, your mind will find something else to bully you about. Right? Right? So, absolutely, improve your life situation. Strive for that. That's great. But you got to tackle those fundamentals because they're fundamentally the most important thing you can do. Right? And that was my point, chat. That that was my main point. Hey, bro, off topic. Any recommendations for Halloween movies? The Halloween franchise, I love those. Like, at least up until part four. I wasn't a huge fan of the Rob Zombie ones. They were good, don't get me wrong. I just wasn't a huge fan. But the original Halloween movies, I love those. Yeah, you're doing great, Arnold. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it, dude. Hey, your mind will beat you up about a lot of things. It'll beat you up about the fact that you don't think your English is the greatest. The mind will find anything to pick you apart about. The mind doesn't know any better, right? That's why we don't engage in those sorts of thoughts. I know that's easier said than done. I'm not saying you're going to get the hang of this overnight, chat. That's why I'm here every day. Alright? Everybody's a work in progress, and just because I don't have sensitized nerves anymore doesn't mean that I'm not a work in progress. I still use the two main keys every single day because it makes me feel better. It gives me a better life overall. You don't have to be sensitized to use the two main keys. It's great if you heal, and that's what we strive here for on the channel, but even after you heal, you should be living by these things, right? Positive behaviors, not engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts, these are things you need to practice as a human. And I do every single day. Not because I'm struggling, not because I'm sensitized, but because I know I want to live an even better life. But because I want to know, I want to grow, I want to improve. So, yes, the two main keys will take you to healing, absolutely. But I recommend sticking with them even after you heal. Sticking with them even after you heal. And it's not work. The two main keys are just two great tools that'll help you live a better life. It's not work. It's just something for you to live by, right? You can never go wrong with the Halloween franchise. Absolutely right. I love that example. Our thoughts will dictate our outcomes. Yeah. Well, whether or not you follow those thoughts is a better way to put that. Will dictate your outcomes. So you could be on the park bench, but if the mind brings the thought that, oh, well, I got this to do tomorrow, or if the mind brings the thought, well, oh, I don't have this at home, or if the mind brings the thought, oh, I've got this going on, you need to get into the habit of not engaging with that. You can enjoy your time on the park bench, and you don't have to engage in those negative intrusive thoughts because even though you're on just a park bench in the middle of the park, the mind will bring you all sorts of thoughts. You have to get into the habit of not engaging. The mind will pick you apart and it'll pick you apart and it'll pick you apart. Doesn't matter what you got. Doesn't matter what you have. Okay? Temporarily that might boost you up, but eventually the mind will come back to pick you apart again if you let it. So you got to get into a habit of not engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts, and then the mind won't pick you apart like that. It can only pick you apart if you feed into it. So my point is, you can have everything in the world, but if your mind will find something to pick apart, about you. So strive for better for your life situation, but most importantly, you got to get the fundamentals down. You got to get the fundamentals down, because the life situation will only make you happy for so long. Eventually the mind will find something to pick you apart about. It'll ruin your day somehow. Whether you're sipping a margarita or living under a bridge, the mind will find something. It will. And that's why I say you got to get the fundamentals down. You got to get the fundamentals down. Okay? And as a result of getting the fundamentals down, you'll find that even the life stuff becomes easier. Even the gaining and improving of the life stuff becomes even easier because you've got the fundamentals down. You got to have a solid foundation, right? And that was my main point, really. Faith spreading that positivity, I love to see it. I love to see it. So I don't want to argue with you, but last stream you said the mind is like a body part and you don't ask the leg why it moves, but the leg moves because we think about our legs moving. so understand this. The mind is a body part, right? And that analogy was simply trying to get you to understand that the mind is going to bring you unhelpful suggestions, but it's not who you are. A better way to put that analogy would have been that you're not your arms, you're not your legs. You're not any other part of your body, right? So therefore, again, you're not your mind, because it's another part of your body that brings you unhelpful negative suggestions all the time. It's another part of your body just like your arms and legs are. It would be ridiculous to say that who I am is my legs, just like it would be ridiculous to say who I am is my mind. You are the one who hears the mind, therefore you can't possibly be it. Okay, in order for the mind to exist, there has to be someone hearing it. And who are you? You're the one who hears it. You're not the mind itself. In order for the mind to even exist, there has to be somebody to hear it. And you're the one who hears it. You're not the mind itself. And as the one who hears it, you have a choice to not engage with those thoughts or not. And that's all we were simply trying to convey with that analogy. So I hope that's a better way for me to put that for you to understand. Yeah, you're not trying to argue. You're trying to get clarification on something, and that's perfectly fine. That's why I like to word things a million different ways, so that it speaks to everybody. So if my last stream didn't speak to you and you have a question about it, please ask. I'll put it a different way so that maybe you can understand. So in regards to your question, what we were trying to simply convey to you is that you are not your mind. You are the one who hears the mind. And as the one who hears the mind, you have a choice on whether you engage with those thoughts or not. That's all we were trying to convey to you. The mind is a body part. You are not the mind. You are the one who hears the mind. Just like you don't call yourself, hey, I am my arms. No one goes around saying who I am is my arms. You shouldn't go around and saying who I am is my mind, because you're the one who hears the mind. So in order for the mind to exist, there has to be someone to hear it, right? You are the one who hears it. That's what we were trying to get across to you. That's it. So I hope that explanation clears some things up for you. Exactly, MD. I couldn't think of any better way to put that. As long as you know yourself as the voice in your head, it'll pick you apart, and it doesn't matter what you have in your life. It'll find something to pick you apart about. So improve your life situation, but let's get the fundamentals down, right? All right, guys. I need a potty break. Alright, let's switch from synthwave to like some lo-fi or something. I love synthwave, but let's get into some relaxation here. Unfortunately, this lo-fi mix has ads, so I'll try to catch those early. I agree with you completely, MD. Completely. Completely, completely, completely. Not even 5 seconds into the lo-fi, I'm yawning. Lo-fi relaxes me to the point of just, I love it. Feel like it's a really good stream today, chat. We're gonna relax a little bit, hang out for a little bit longer. What's everybody up to in chat? What's up, Peter? How you doing? Yeah, the chat's gone when we switch screens. It comes back though. Like if I switch to the BRB scene and switch back to the main scene, it'll pick back up. I need time, but damn, this chat is really positive and helpful. Wish I'd be that too because I'm really impatient with people. Understandable, you know, you're in a frustrating time in your life, understandable. Understandable. Don't beat yourself up for feeling frustrated. Don't beat yourself up for feeling impatient. You're learning. You're learning and the learning process is not always a fun one. It's not always exciting. Thoughts come from the unhelpful mind. So the mind back in caveman days was actually very beneficial because, you know, it brought us anxiety and anxiety got us moving because we had a lot of dangers to fight back in those days. But now that we've evolved and we're not really fighting saber-tooth tigers anymore, we don't need that anxiety. So the mind, however, it's still kind of back in the caveman days. It's still watching your behaviors. It still doesn't know the difference between a negative thought and a real danger. So the mind brings you all sorts of unhelpful suggestions. It gets the body going. You engage with all of it. You show the brain with negative behaviors that it's a real threat, and the cycle begins. So, to answer your question, where does all the thoughts come from? It comes from the mind that is only concerned about one thing, and that is your survival. And that's why the two main keys tackle both sides of things. We don't get involved in the rabbit hole, so we roll our eyes at negative intrusive thoughts because the more we fall down the rabbit hole, the more the body reacts. The body doesn't know any better. And then our other one of the two main keys is to show the brain with our behaviors that nothing is wrong. And, you know, that's why the two main keys tackle both sides of things here. So, really, anxiety we've kind of evolved out of, but it's still there. We don't really need it, but it's still there. So, we need to learn these two main keys so we can move past that. Doing good, brother. Browsing some horror movies on Netflix. Sounds good, dude. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to find something to eat, chat. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm hungry. I might watch some horror movies later. That sounds like a plan, dude. Urban, 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 dude. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate you, man. With the $22 tip says thank you for everything. Hey, thank you. Thank you for everything, dude. I appreciate that. That was tip goal. Thank you so much, guys, for the tip goal tonight. Truly appreciate it. That's always optional. You don't have to do that, but thank you so much for feeling the need to do it anyway. I truly appreciate you guys. Urban, your name will be entered into the tip ticker. You can see it right above my head here. It's kind of just floating on by, so thank you so much. Up in the tip ticker for bragging rights. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, chat, for the tip goals. Truly appreciate you guys. You don't have to do that, but thank you so much. Urban, John, Big Worm, thank you guys. Truly appreciate you. Let's show them some love in the chat, please. Oh, ad. Caught it. I caught the ad. If anyone, okay, chat, if you guys get bored and want to do some digging for me, if anybody can find a ad-free, copyright-free, it's got to be copyright-free and it's got to be ad-free playlist of songs that I can use as background music during the streams, please link them to me on Discord or something. I hate having to use music that has ads. It's weird. There shouldn't be ad breaks in my stream background music. I would just download the music and play it like that, but then I can't hear it. I don't know, it's weird. So if you can find some copyright-free, ad-free music, please send it my way. Yes, show our tippers some love, guys. They don't have to do that, but they do it out of the kindness of their own heart. So let's show them some love. Let's let them know that we are grateful for them. You don't understand how much these people help me, so let's show them some love. I was a positive man before the pandemic, but a long time alone with my brain made me a little negative, like I don't trust people. Your body does some weird things when you're in a sensitized state, dude. Your body does some weird things. Understand that if you start following the two main keys, you'll fall out of that. You'll get out of that. You'll get back to who you used to be. And not only that, you won't just get back to who you used to be, you'll come out of this stronger than who you used to be and with a newfound appreciation of your own life. So healing is not about just healing the nerves and getting back to who we once was. Healing is about healing the nerves and getting to this person that we never thought we could be. Because now we've got these great tools that we didn't even have before, right? So don't beat yourself up for the bad habits that you've picked up. Those can be broken. Don't beat yourself up for the person you think you've become. That can change, right? Don't beat yourself up. You're here, you're learning, you will get there. I don't know who Urban is in the chat, but again, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Hello! I am live for the first time. What's up? We're just hanging out, chilling. Used to be the most optimistic person in the world. Step by step, I'm sure we'll make it. You absolutely will make it. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. Do not let your mind talk you out of using the two main keys. It'll come up with a million reasons why the two main keys won't work for you. It'll come up with a million different loopholes, and it'll come up with a million different excuses. That's what the mind's going to do because it's there for your survival. It brings you unhelpful suggestions all the time. It doesn't know any better. So don't let it talk you out of getting started. Wake up tomorrow, do as many positive things during the day as you can. That's the behavior side of things. And then while you do those things, leave the mind alone. Don't engage with those thoughts. Accept them, don't engage with them. So that's the two main keys right there, very simply put. And you need to get started on that immediately. You need to get started on that immediately. I think Nisha's a little bit behind on the stream. If somebody could let her know. What to do on a bad day? Everything I just said. Those two main keys that I just said. That's what we got to start working on. That's going to be the difference maker. That's going to be the difference maker for you. And that sounds very simple. And that might be the excuse that your mind brings you. It sounds too good to be true, right? It's too simple for me. But once you get started, you'll see. Once you get started, you'll see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, if you watch my streams or videos, you don't have to listen to a damn thing I say, right? It's totally up to you. I'm just giving you my opinion on things. But if you get started with the two main keys, come back in like, I don't know, a few weeks. Come back in like a few weeks, a month. Let me know how you're feeling if you dedicate to the two main keys. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I think Nisha's just behind on the stream. Maybe I'm not sure. Um, Nisha. I hope I'm saying her name right. It's probably so wrong. I got some pizza. Oh yeah, sounds good. I had pizza earlier. Ah, fucking ad. I didn't catch that one in time. I don't really mind the ads, but if I don't catch them in time after the stream is over and it gets uploaded, it counts as like copyright, and then I get like 3 million emails back to back and back about how my video contains copyright. It's not a flag, but a notice is not a problem. A flag is a problem. I never get flagged. But they send me like 3 million emails back to back about how my video contains copyright. They leave it up. It's just, I don't know. The email goes on to explain, if you monetize this video, all the proceeds go to the copyright owner. I could give a shit less, but the spam emails are annoying. What kind of pizza do you got, Faith? I'm curious. I want a pizza sub. Uh, you love that thing. I was so nervous when we got you that, cause I'm like, I got my food, she's got her food, but is she gonna like her food? Cause she's picky. She's picky as shit. So I like waited. I don't know if you noticed, but I like waited for you to take the first bite. I was like, I want to see the look on her face. I'll know within a few seconds if she likes it or not. If she don't like it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to give her my food. Thanks for all the good advice. I've been practicing acceptance with anxiety, and it works wonders. But with sadness, I don't know if I can just let it be or if I have to do things to feel better. So here's the thing. You should always accept the feeling of sadness, right? Just like you would accept the feeling of anxiety. Accept the way you feel, because resistance is just fuel to the fire, right? If you resist the way you feel, you get worked up. So you should accept the way you feel, absolutely. But you can do things to feel better. And the same applies to anxiety. We accept the anxiety, but we do have the two main keys: not engaging with the negative intrusive thoughts, and doing positive behaviors that make you feel better and show your brain the way that you want to feel. And you should treat sadness the same way. You should use the two main keys for sadness. You know, we don't engage with those negative intrusive thoughts, because that's going to contribute a lot to how you feel if you feel that fire. And you should use positive behaviors, sadness or anxiety, it doesn't matter, to show your brain that, I want to feel good. Look at how I'm behaving. I don't want to feel the way you're making me feel. I accept the way that I feel. I'm not going to add fuel to the fire, but here's how I deserve to feel. And I'm going to show you that through positive behaviors. So the two main keys: acceptance, positive behaviors, right? And not engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts. Both will work for anxiety, sadness. We should always use acceptance. We should always use positive behaviors that make us feel better. And we should definitely stop engaging with those negative intrusive thoughts, because that's when you really start to fall down the rabbit hole. So, either or. Excuse me for being spoiled. Well, the reason you're continuously bombarded right now with negative thoughts, anxiety, depression, so forth and so on, is because we got to get the hang of these two main keys, right? And then that won't be an issue for you. It might take some time. It might take some time. But if you can get the hang of these two main keys that we've been talking about today, those things won't be an issue for you, right? So if you believe in all those things, which I do, we won't open that can of worms just yet. But if you believe in those sorts of things, um, then the two main keys is also what you need to be using, not just for healing, but for those things as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And if you don't believe in those things, that's fine. You can use the two main keys for healing. But if you do believe, use the two main keys either way. You get where I'm going with this? Either way, two main keys. We need to have like some sort of Halloween party here on the channel. I don't know, something like that. I'm hungry.
So on November 3rd, 2020, voters.
Thank you, man. We'll do my best and come back. Cheers, others on as well. Hey, man, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you being here. There's hundreds of different, you know, channels like mine out there. So I'm honored that you guys have chosen me to be your source of information. It means a lot to me. Let's do something spooky. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. I'm gonna draw your face tattoos on my face for Halloween. You could. You're gonna dress up as me for Halloween. But we do kind of same in Christmas without the scary costumes, of course. Yeah, Christmas is pretty much like a, I don't know, I wouldn't say worldwide recognized holiday, but, or maybe it is, I don't know. It's pretty damn popular. That's what I'm getting at. Maybe far more popular than Halloween. We go to houses and sing Christmas songs in front of the door. Then we eat, drink. Yeah, it's good. So your Christmas traditions pretty much sound the same as ours. Christmas caroling. I'm from Europe, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. Awesome. It's not that popular in Saudi Arabia. Understandable. Celebrate it for other reasons. Nice. Hey, man. As long as we're spreading that cheer, that good vibe, right? That's what's important, chat. You get one life. You get one life. Let's get out of the dark and into the light, right? Right? And these two main keys are what's going to help you do that. And that's why I say they're not only good healing, it's not only good healing advice, it's good life advice. Yeah, there's all kinds of people here on the channel, all around the world. Australia, Canada, the U.S. I mean, I mean, just all over the world, all kinds of different countries. Germany, Europe, all kinds of people here in the chat. In Germany, Halloween celebrations are very limited due to COVID. Yeah, I never thought about that. So maybe everyone should just stay home, and we'll have a Halloween celebration right here on the channel. I can actually pull that up. Hold on, this should be interesting. I can actually pull up in my creator studio where everybody, not where everybody's from, but like the countries that are most popular here on my channel. Not individually, but as a whole. Let's see. Alright, so Creator Studio is so beneficial. I love it. That's the one thing that YouTube does right. I can pull up every statistic about anything here on the channel. So according to my channel analytics, it says, great news, your videos got more views from YouTube recommendations. Your channel got 27,436 views, which is more than the 20,000 it usually gets in 28 days. So it says, my views are higher than usual. More people showed interest in your videos. This could mean viewers watched longer or selected your videos more often when they appeared in recommendations. So we're starting to get recommended, which is amazing, chat. You do not know how crucial that is. Our channel is starting to show up in the recommendations. Anytime someone searches this sort of thing that we talk about here on the channel, it's starting to show up in recommendations, which means we're about to blow the fuck up, chat. So that's very, very crucial. We went up 27,000.4K views in the last 28 days. My watch time increased by 4.3K, and we gained 147 subscribers. So that means we are under 30 people away from hitting 9K. We are under 30 people away from hitting 9K. We've gotten over 1,742 views in the last 48 hours. Let's get on to the interesting stuff. Let's see where most of my peeps are from here. Let's see where most of my peeps are from here. Audience. Okay, so here's some fun statistics for you. Statistics for you, chat. 70% of my viewers are male. 29% of my viewers are female. So let's break the stigma. Let's break the stigma here, chat. Let's see. 10% of my audience is aged 18 to 24. 37% of my audience is 25 to 34. 26% of my audience is 35 to 44. 14% of my audience is 45 to 54. And 5% of my audience is 55 to 64. So our most popular age group here on the channel is 25 to 34. I mean, these analytics tell you everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, these statistics are not that important, but it's fun to read anyway. 38% of my audience is from the US. 15% of my audience is from the United Kingdom. 6% from Australia. 2% from Canada. 2% from the Philippines, and then it just keeps going on and on. Most of my watch time comes from viewers. 77% of my watch time comes from subscribers. 22% comes from not subscribed. So that's 22% of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe. I don't know, it tells you everything. It tells you everything. When your viewers are on YouTube. So most of my viewers are on YouTube around 12 and 6 p.m. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. See, now I know when I should stream. I should have looked into this a long time ago. My channel is the most popular and being viewed the most between the hours of 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. That's cool. I didn't know that. Any from Russia? Yeah, like you can open the percentages start to go way down, right? But there's people from all over the place. Let's see. Okay, some of my viewers are from Philippines, Ireland, India, Netherlands, Zimbabwe, Finland, Germany, Sweden. Some of these I can't even pronounce. Brazil, Switzerland, Pakistan, Ukraine, Czech Republic, United Arab, Egypt, Nepal, Romania, South Africa. I mean, some of these I can't even pronounce the names of these countries. But pretty cool. We're pretty diverse here. That just goes to show you anybody could be affected by mental health issues. Anybody can need this sort of support, right? Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter the life you're living. You got to get the fundamentals down, right? So you've got a channel in the works, Peter? That's awesome, dude. You'll have to share it with me when you get it up and running. Bro, I don't care, Peter. You've been here for a long time, dude. I don't care if you come in and try to promote your channel. Honestly, Faith, you could probably stream the Pokemon games. You could probably stream the Pokemon games in high quality, even with your current rig. It shouldn't be a problem. It's only newer titles where it's very taxing on a computer to stream in high quality and play the game at the same time. It can be very, very taxing on your rig. And 9 times out of 10, you need a pretty decent rig to do that. But if you're just playing older, like Pokemon games, you should be able to do that, I would think. You should be able to do that, so I don't see any reason why you couldn't get started on that. If you ever want to get into streaming some newer games, we can upgrade your rig. Will you help me set it up? Absolutely. I got you, babe. I got you. Oh, I've been here for a long time, brother, and I'm here to stay. Hey, man, like I said, you've been here for a while now. I have no problem with you coming in and advertising your channel from time to time. It'd be different if it was like someone that wasn't subscribed, that was just clicking on random streams, coming in and spreading their channel. Then I'd kind of be like, bro, really? But where it's somebody that's like a long-time viewer, I do not care if you guys share your channels here. I do not care. I do not mind one bit. It's always funny to me because we've always got like a decent little handful of people in the live streams, right? I mean, the live streams get most of their views after they're uploaded, but even while we're live, we've got like a handful of people in here usually most of the time. So it's like, and a lot of those people don't chat. A lot of those people probably show up to every single stream, but they don't chat. And I get it. If you don't want to chat, you don't want to chat. I understand. Um, but if you're debating, if you're like, should I join this conversation? Should I like open up and chat a little bit? Please do. I don't bite, I promise. The community here is awesome. We will welcome you with open arms. So if you're nervous to join the chat and you're just like creeping around, feel free to join the chat. We would love for you to join the chat. You'd have to get some streaming software like OBS. I use OBS Streamlabs. You would need to link that with your Twitch account. So that would probably be the first step. You'd have to get some streaming software. Then we'd have to do some like little test streams to see if it's possible to stream with your current setup. We don't know. It might not be. We don't know how that's gonna really play out. I think you could be able. I think you should be able to stream older Pokemon games, no problem. Because they're not really the old Pokemon games. They're not really taxing on your rig. I mean. Yeah, exactly. Nothing but positive vibes here. Nothing but positive vibes here. Alright, chat. I will be right back. What's up, chap? I had to put some bagel bites in the microwave because I am fucking starving. We got a snowball. I don't know how many people in chat, maybe they don't even have these in your country where you're watching from. But these things are the best. Are the best. And if you have snowballs in your country, wherever you're watching from, you need to go out and you need to get some. They're good. Real good. Mm. 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 So good. It's like a coconut, fluffy cake, cream filling. Ugh. It's so good. It's so good, chat. You're a snowball? No, you're a snowball. Hello from the Philippines. What's up, Rodney? Welcome, dude. We're just hanging out. We're chilling. We're chilling. If you missed the point of the stream and you're interested in that, you can always skip back even right now while we're live, or you can wait until we upload it. Alright, chat, so I've got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I got an idea. That always ends well, right? So when I'm not streaming, or when I'm taking a break rather, I like to have the chat still going. I mean, you guys can still chat, but I don't like how the chat resets. So I've got an idea. Instead of switching to the BRB screen every time that I take a break or whatever. We're gonna do this instead, and I'm gonna see if this works. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is every time that I gotta take a break, I'm just gonna put this on the screen. That works perfectly, dude. That works perfectly. I don't have to switch to the BRB screen anymore. I can just like click that on and off. Uh, Perfect. That is perfect. All right, chat. I'll be right back. All right, let's see. All right, what's up, chat? We're like 2 hours into this. Jesus. This has been a long stream today. This has been a long stream today. I didn't even really plan on streaming today, but I'm glad I did. It was a good one. What's the weather like where I am? Rainy. Rainy. Rainy and a little chilly. Not too bad, but it has been raining pretty much nonstop. Which I don't mind. That's my favorite weather. So, not complaining. Very handsome, just like you. Wait, did people, I'm seeing some links in the Discord for copyright free music, which is great, but I think it still has ads. But if it just has one ad at the beginning, like a beginning roll ad, and it doesn't have ads throughout, then that's great. We can use that. Like it's not a problem if it's just one ad at the beginning. It only becomes slightly annoying when they have ads scattered throughout the whole 2 hour thing. Yes, 8.97K. 8.97K. We're at 8,970 people. So close to the 9K. So close. If you are watching right now, or if you're watching this in the future, and you're considering subscribing, here's your sign. Here's your sign. We are close to that 9K mark, guys. I appreciate it. I truly do. Oh, life is good, chat. Life is so good. So good. As long as you stop engaging with those negative, intrusive thoughts that try to convince you otherwise, life is so good. Just being here now. Just being here now. Let's just practice being here now, chat. And being grateful and appreciative for what we've got now. Don't let that mind talk you out of it. Don't engage with those sorts of thoughts. Roll your eyes. Roll them eyes. Get sassy. Alright? Accept those thoughts when they come, but roll your eyes. Life is good, chat. But with that being said, I'm very tired, chat. I'm very tired. I can feel it setting in. I can feel it setting in. And then Faith, I'm gonna see you Saturday, right? Are we shooting for Saturday, Sunday? Which one we shooting for? I know how to get sassy. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'll stay up for a bit longer. Don't worry. I might be bringing the stream to an end here in a minute. I thought you couldn't Friday because of something appointment or something. Okay. Okay. I'll text you and we'll figure it out. I feel good, Chad. I'm getting tired. I feel good. It's a good day. It's been a good day. It's been a good stream. I'm just getting sleepy on you, chat. Alright, we're gonna drop some links here. Discord chat, in case you're late to the streams, in case your notification bell's just being an idiot and doesn't want to work, click on that link that should be popping up in chat any minute now. There we go. Click on that link, join the Discord. I try to let everybody know beforehand before we start streaming. So that's another way that you can get notified that actually works. So click that link, join us over on the Discord. I think we're like, what are we? 30 some people away, 20 some people away, 25 people away from 400 users, so pretty cool. Now's your chance to click that link, join us over on Discord. It's a good place to hang out and chat and get notifications for the live stream, so you don't want to miss out. Click that link. Only takes 2 seconds. Discord is completely free, you guys, so join us over on Discord, join the discussion. We're about 2.5 hours into this. I did not plan to stream that long, but it's been a good stream, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too. We're only like 30 people away from 9K, so consider subscribing if you did enjoy watching, and I will see you guys in the next stream and or video. Probably going to be a stream, but I will see you guys there. All right, love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this amazing community that's just going to keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, and keep growing. I love you. Stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Right there. Get those fundamentals down. Love you guys.